All right, welcome back, guys, to the Ravenswatch talent tier list. Today we are doing Melusine, and I'm here with Straight Arrow, one of the best Melusine players.
Only one of. Come on now.
The best Melusine player. My bad.
Thank you. Thank you.
So again, to go over how we do this, it is going to be priority is how good is the talent at level 2? Is it something that you want right away in your build to help snowball? The next criteria point is in the build that it's good in, how important is it to the build? Is it something that you want at level 2, 3, 4, or is it something you could pick up later? And lastly is if it's not a part of the build, so say you're doing a power build and it's an attack talent, how much is it going to do in that build for you? Yeah, those are the criteria points. And then the starting talents are just ranked a little bit more aggressively towards each other because you could only have one of them. All right, so our first starting talent is Spring Water. Each wave from special that hits an enemy restores 2 health to all heroes within the area, and that goes up to 3.5. What do you think about this?
There's really not a reason to take it. It was nerfed a while back, and it should have been buffed a while back as well, to be honest. It's not useless. It's good. The problem is it's not Sea Dance or Underwater Predation. So, like, probably realistically, like, it'd be like B or even A, but because those two talents exist, it's got to be C tier probably, because it's pretty untakeable.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I could even potentially put it D tier because I almost never have a reason that I really feel like I would take this, but I do think like if Sea Dance wasn't a thing, it probably would be a bit higher. So like C makes sense. Going on, we have Deep Beat. So this is an interesting one. For every 4 attacks that hit an enemy, create a blast all around that deals 100% of attacks damage. The counter resets when exiting Sing Stance. That damage goes up to 160%. How you feel?
It's not terrible. Again, I'm not ever really taking it. When you're taking Deep Beat, that is the game plan. You were all in on Deep Beat. You don't just be like, all right, I'm just gonna take Deep Beat here and see what happens. You have a game plan in mind. So for that, I mean, I don't know. It's probably also just D tier for being realistic, but it could be C tier. I don't know.
So I take Deep Beat when I get a high rarity from it, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Or if I have like an Ace of Spades Rapid Shape in the shop, and I'm like, this could be a Deep Beat run.
Sure.
I also solo, I don't enjoy Deep Beat that much because your counter resets when you exit Sing Stance, and it's kind of hard to get Deep Beat off, especially early before you have attack speed and stuff like that. But in co-op, even though it is annoying because you can just aggro a lot of things in the range of your, that like big circle you have. But in co-op, you can actually pull this off a bit more. Now, co-op also scales higher, like enemies have more health and staggered, so you kind of want to be doing other things than playing Deep Beat. But I do like Deep Beat in co-op if you can just find a way to stand there and do it over and over. I think I agree, though, it is probably like C tier.
Yeah, I'm cool with C tier. Yeah, no, it's definitely better in co-op for sure. My only complaint about that is that like in co-op when I'm playing Melusine, I tend to like veer away from the group quite a bit. So in that instance, it being better in co-op doesn't really make any sense. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. So Underwater Predation, next one. Hold defense to move quickly underwater. All enemies pass become vulnerable for 4 seconds. That 4 seconds goes up to 7 seconds. I enjoy this quite a bit. This was changed from Bewitching Song. The vulnerable is always nice to have, and you can make a bunch of enemies vulnerable really easily. But the movement speed that you get from Underwater Predation and the buff to that is, I think, what made it actually have a place where originally I was like, oh, we're not going to be taking this at all.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good points. I will say you can also sneak things with this. It's not easy. It takes some practice, but you can do it. You shouldn't take it exclusively for that, but yeah. Yeah, no, I like it. It's definitely way better than the 2 we've ranked so far. But it is also still not Sea Dance. But I'm willing to go as high as A for it still. I really like it.
Yeah, I do agree with A. I think, again, just how surprised I was when we first got it as a starting talent. I was really sad because I was hoping when they switched that Deep Beat would be moved out of starting talents, or Sea Dance would be moved out of starting talents, but
yeah, but
it's good. So Sea Dance, this is obviously S tier. Instinct Stance, use the contextual action that allows for quick teleportation to the wisp. 5-second cooldown. Performing this action restores health to all nearby heroes, and it's 14 health. The fact that it does it to everyone as well is it's kind of insane.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this talent. You could remove the heal entirely, and it's still her best starting talent. Let's be real. But it heals, and then it heals everyone, not just you. Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know we talked about this when they introduced Romeo and Juliet, and they put like a thing attached to the dash innately. And
Yep.
I kind of said maybe they should think about that for every single character. And Sea Dance is the one for Melusine where it's like potentially make a new starting talent, get rid of the heal effect, but just make that a thing she can do. I think that would be
Yep.
really cool.
100% agree. Yeah. Yeah. Sea Dance, if you're trying to actually get really good at Melusine, take underwater predation sometimes for the the tech and stuff, and it can be good. But yeah, if you're really trying to learn Melusine, just pick Sea Dance every single time, and eventually it will feel like it's just one of your other abilities.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That's one of the things is because a lot of times was making content and I'd be focused on, hey, take different starting talents. I would forget Sea Dance when I had Sea Dance, and people would just leave comments like, bro, use Sea Dance. So yeah, I agree. You should pretty much always use Sea Dance and just get used to that if you want to be really good. Going on to Power Dive. Defense triggers Power's effect with a 20% damage increase when Melusine dives underwater. That goes up to 35. I think this is an S tier. Thoughts?
No debate. Yeah, no, it's easily S tier. Probably one of the strongest defense talents in the game.
Yeah, no, I agree. The fact that you can attach Baylor's Eye to 2 of your abilities is insane. That's crazy on any character, but normally defenses aren't a thing that get to shine and do a lot of damage. And the fact that you can just attach a button that does 0 damage innately, like mega damage, is kind of insane.
Yep.
Yeah, so S tier that. And I think Melusine kind of just continues there next with Aftershock. Power leaves a water core at the casting location that triggers power again after 1.5 seconds for 40% of its damage. Goes up to 70%. I'm also thinking S tier on this.
Yeah, easily S tier. It's really, really insane. Extra stagger. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's not a lot to say about it. It's just really, really good if you're going power talents. If you're not going power talents, just take the talent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things as well where both of these are phenomenal level 2s to take. They're going to help you clear camps a lot quicker, but they also work with each other. And then there's another power talent in the future, Geyser, that like these all work together. So once you get one of these, you have another way to scale all 3 of these talents that I'm talking about with another talent, which is always a crazy thing in ravenswatch to start stacking your damage.
Yep.
Okay, going on to Protective Flow. Heroes passed by attack gain 8 shield for 6 seconds, goes up to 14 shield. Again, that would be a level 1 amount of shield, so that would scale with level. How do you feel about the shield talent?
Yikes. Okay, I know people like this talent, and I'm also aware it's probably quite strong. I'm mostly a solo player. Even when I'm playing co-op, though, I still don't take this talent because I don't care. I don't know. I maybe C tier, but like when I'm playing Melusine, or even when other people are playing like you can have a support-ish build as Melusine, and that's fine. But like if you're semi-competent at the game, you shouldn't need this, I guess, is what I'm saying. Especially as Melusine. I feel like if you're good at Melusine, you really shouldn't be getting hit to begin with.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I'm like thinking of this in co-op as well. The value that you're losing taking this versus taking any of Melusine's other talents, there's like a couple other ones that are bad, but you get so much more value out of picking up any other talent. And
yeah,
if you're playing co-op Melusine and you're trying to heal or like support your team, you're either taking Spring Water or Sea Dance, so you already have heals. You might be taking Soothing Presence, so you might have heals, and then you're probably taking Healing Blast as your ultimate. Like you don't need to add 8 shield to teammates and like focus your wisp going towards your teammates. I think it's just, I'm gonna put it in D tier because I think if you are taking this, if you're like hyping this up, it's like, bro, you're slowing yourself down so much and you're not supporting your team enough to justify it. Like just take more damage.
Yeah, like I could see you taking it maybe on a lower difficulty when you're first starting at the game with like a couple of your friends or something. I could see that. But like if you only play on Nightmare and you're still taking this talent, I have several questions.
Okay, you can take those questions up a straight arrow, or like if you get a question, go to him. He'll grill you on this. We got Water Bubble, dude. I'm looking at. I haven't like looked at her talents and thought about where I'm gonna place them. I'm feeling a lot of S tiers from Melusine.
That is, yep.
So after defense is triggered, Melusine is surrounded by a bubble for 4 seconds, absorbing damage for 1 hit. The bubble explodes, dealing 60 area damage up to 105. That's even a lot of damage for a like just a talent like this. So this talent, I love this talent. I play a lot of 5 negative modifiers runs, and the way I play is normally you get hit once or twice, you're dead. This lets you ignore an amount of damage no matter how much that amount of damage is, and that is so incredibly good. And you have it on a cooldown as short as your defense is, which is normally pretty short on Melusine with a lot of her builds.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I will say I probably do not utilize this talent as much as I should. You know, maybe 85% of my playtime on Melusine is before the new talents came out. So I'm not even that quite good at using this talent like 100% effectively. But yeah, I can acknowledge it's certainly S tier for sure, just because pretty much every single build she has, except for like, you know, the sort of meme deep beat build, the defense is very vital to that build, like no matter what build you're going. So just having your defense, you're going to want to have cooldown or a charge or something. And yeah, this is just going to go crazy with that.
Dude, and I even get to say the thing, because you get to get a deep beat off a lot easier when you have water bubble as well. Like,
you know what? There you go. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, you can get your deep beats off a bit easier with water bubble, like hitting that 4th hit. So I even think it has value there. I agree. I don't even think I utilize the damage that it applies, like that aspect of it, very well.
Yeah.
But just playing 5 negative modifiers, knowing, okay, 1 instance of damage consistently, I'll get the block, is nice. And the explosion actually does a lot of stagger too. Like it's not, I don't think it's like final burst amount of stagger, but it is a good amount of stagger.
Yeah, in my head, this talent has the same sort of vibe as Romeo's, what is it, fencing mastery, the one where if you get hit while attacking, you parry.
Yeah,
once.
yeah.
It has that same sort of thing where you kind of have to actually think about it if you're trying to maximize damage with it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mainly do pick it up as like a defensive tool rather than the offensive portion, but no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Going into Freezing Splash, power applies chilled to all enemies hit and then gains 15% range. That range goes up to 30%. This is like one of the ones where there's a couple benefits to it. The Flaming Pearl, the thing that gives you more power charges, you get 15% more damage for every status effect that you have on enemies, and it does give you that. That range is a lot bigger than you like take account for. I used to think like this wasn't that necessary, and then the more I took it, I'm like, wait, this is kind of just clearing out everything that I'm not hitting with my powers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, the range is actually very surprisingly nice for sure, and the freeze can also be quite nice. I will say, however, you do not want this 2, 3, 4 at all, because it doesn't do anything really. This is to be like a perfect level 7 talent though.
No, I agree with that. You definitely have your power dive, Aftershock, Geyser that you want to focus if you are doing a power build. The only other instance I could say it's a little bit useful is Chill does slow down enemies quite a bit, and so if you are playing, again, deep beat, not that you're doing that often, it does slow enemies down that are at a distance from you, so it can help a little bit. I find myself taking it as kind of what you're saying, it was like a 7, 8, 9 in the deep beat builds. It's not a priority, but it does just come in handy. What are you thinking on this? Are you thinking...
I think a solid B tier.
A, B tier? Yeah, that's true, yeah. I think for like the criteria, yeah, you really don't want to see this early. But yeah, it does kind of help out towards the later half of the game. Going on to Backwash. When special ends, add 3 additional waves that travel back and deal 50% more damage. That goes up to, or deals 95% damage each. So this has a few synergies with it. You have things like Tidal Wave, which isn't really a synergy, but it's just a bigger wave. The biggest one is Waterlogging, right? To get the more wave stacks. And then you also have Water Communion, which buffs your special damage. So you're just getting another instance of your special, or like another additional damage getting buffed. How do you feel about this talent? Where do you think it should be ranked?
Yeah, I'd say its #1 use application for me is definitely the attack build with Razor Tail. Obviously, it's good in the special build too, but honestly, in the special build, you don't even really need this. The special build, in my opinion, just literally just needs the one talent where it resets off the defense, and you're golden. So like this, it's not even required in the special build to go crazy. So to be honest, I'm basically just considering this with the attack build, and it's really solid there. I don't think it's S tier, but I think it's a really strong A.
Yeah, no, I do think if you are doing that special build where you take Water Communion first, I think Backwash is probably, if you could ideally pick your talents, it probably would be number 3. If you're purely focusing on like Jack of Diamonds and stuff like that. The other thing that it does as well is a little bit more stagger, and Melusine has a lot of things that it's not like the stagger bar, but it's just actually stunning enemies out of their animations. Like her power does that a lot of times, and Aftershock can do that. This also does that. It just keeps enemies stunned for a longer amount of time, and so I think that's where a lot of value comes from it. I do agree. I do think this is an A. I don't think I could put it up in S tier.
It's a really solid talent you can take like pretty much in any build, just to get that extra stagger, the little bit of extra damage. But yeah, with the synergies, it's really nice.
Okay, going on to one of the talents that I'm actually most curious with how we're going to rank this, because I probably need to talk about it before figuring out what I think. When entering Sing Stance, apply weak to all nearby enemies for 3 seconds. That goes up to 6 seconds. I honestly thought that would have been more, but I guess it's really easy to apply this. Weak is 25% less damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is really, really easy to apply. Like, you literally just need to attack something, and you apply this. What I had said before, I think I remember making this tier list last time, is you don't realize how much damage you're negating when you take weakness, especially like when you're taking Bewitching Song. Like, it's a lot easier to see, oh, I'm healing for this number because I'm missing health, now I'm getting it. It's a lot harder to know, like, oh, this hit me for X amount of damage, it would have done this, therefore Bewitching Song is good. So it's a really hard thing in my mind to actually rate this talent and where you would take it.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, and I kind of understood what you meant by it. Like, I get it, but I don't know. Coming from me, someone who is a very aggressive player, I don't really like defensive options. I like just running it down. I actually like this talent. I'm not taking it 2, 3, 4, but like a good level 6 or 7. It actually is kind of a sleeper talent. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna put it like A tier or anything, but like I think it's a really, really strong B.
Okay. The thing I do acknowledge is if you are playing power build, again, like I said, with Freezing Splash and Flaming Pearl at 15% more damage, if you have Freezing Splash and then you pick this up, that's another 15% more damage. Like, you could look at this in that power build as 15% damage as long as you have 3 power charges. So I do agree with that. I also think in co-op, again, I wouldn't take this early, but in co-op, taking this later, it's like exponential how much damage you're negating all the time, especially in like a boss fight or something like the Claws fight. I was thinking B tier as well. I don't think I've picked it since it's not been.
Yeah, you don't want to be taking these defensive options, right? But like, it is good.
Yeah, they're not flashy, but I do think there actually is a lot of utility that I'm potentially not getting out of this in certain builds. So I do think it is a good talent to pick up. Going on to Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave waves are 20% wider and longer. They go up to 35. I really like the visual of this, of how big this wave is, but I think you had kind of mentioned it. Do you think this is a necessary talent to take?
Absolutely not. I'm not gonna say it's bad. Like, when I am forced to take it because the other options, like the shield talent or something, I'll be like, whatever, I'll take this. And it's not terrible. It is nice, and the talent will do something at least 20 times in your run. But it's just not necessary. It doesn't really increase your damage per se. Melusine's weakness is killing elites, not killing the small little enemies, and this helps you kill the small little enemies, which isn't really necessary.
Yeah, I'm stretching as hard as I can for this. Where it could be good, you took Waterlogging and then you accidentally took Enduring Wisp, and you're like trying to hit your wisp to get it with Waterlogging. You're like, bigger wave.
I like that you're fighting for the talent by saying you made a mistake.
Yeah, you made a crucial error in the build, and you're trying to recuperate. Tidal Wave comes up. I think, is C tier too low for this?
No,
Okay.
I think it's valid.
Yeah.
I don't, cause like it's kind of on that same level of like freezing splash, where it's like it's more just nice quality of life, like utility, but it's even less than that. So
Yeah, I mean, I'll still take it. Like, if I took Water Communion, I took Backwash, I have Jack of Diamonds, and I see it at level 4, I'll probably still take it in my mind because I'm like, special build, special thing, let's do it.
yeah,
But
yeah, if you're going
it's
full
not
special
necessary.
build, yeah,
Yeah.
100% you can take it, but like otherwise,
Okay. Going on to Submerging Attack. Now, I actually have an opinion on this one. Okay, attack is increased by 8% for each enemy hit, up to 6 hits, 48%. Resets if Melusine takes damage or exits C stance. That goes up to 11% damage, so a total of 66% damage. I'm interested to hear what you have to say on this because you're a big fan of the Razor Tail build, so I want to see what you have to say.
I like the talent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never taking it because I think it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm never going to be a staunch defender of the deep beat build. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all my deep beat lovers out there. I am not one of them. I acknowledge, obviously, it is the #1 talent you want in a deep beat build, but outside of that, you're never going to get utility out of this unless somehow you're not getting aggro.
Yes. Yeah. No, I agree with that. So what I was told is, because I do agree, if you're going deep beat, this is probably your #1 talent that you want. You could argue maybe like Wisp Surge for more attack speed, but I would think it would be this, because that damage is really nice once you do get those hits up, because deep beat is affected by that extra damage. What I was told is I took this at level 9 once after I had like 6 Ace of Spades in a attack build, and the person had broke down the math and told me that I should not have picked up Submerging Attack because at level 9 the damage increase that it gave me was so minuscule that it was practically nothing, and that it is only like a good ramping damage if you take it early on. Now, I didn't like
does it not work the way you would think it does?
I didn't fact check this. Like, I didn't go in and play and test at taking this at level 9 and seeing that damage increase and then going in at level 2. But that's what they had told me, and they broke down the math for me in a YouTube comment. So if I'm to trust them, I'm told that this is still a good level 2 talent because it'll do what it'll give you the damage that you want at level 2. But at level 9, if you have a bunch of damage and like if you have a bunch of damage and Ace of Spades, then it's not going to be affecting your attack that dramatically.
Well, all that's to say is just put it directly next to deep beat and call it a day.
It's unfortunate because I do love this talent. The one thing I'm actually interested in as well, because this is a thing that you'd never take, Overtone Singing, the ultimate upgrade that gives you another wisp. I think that should be completely reworked. You know how Submerging Attack has like a glowing effect on the wisp?
Yeah.
Overtone Singing gets that. It like glows as it does more damage. So my thinking is it getting a damage boost from Submerging Attack? But it can't proc Deep Beat. It can't proc things like Final Burst. It doesn't work with Enduring Wisp. I'm for an overall, or I like the idea of an overhaul on Overtone Singing and just making it another Wisp that does its own thing and synergizes with everything attack-wise, because it still wouldn't even be that busted. But
yeah.
Not to say Submerging Attack would go up in the ranking if it did work with Overtone Singing, but it's just something that I noticed, so I don't know if it does work or not.
Yeah, no, I agree. If Carmilla can hit level 10 and 10x her damage, I think Melusine should be able to do the same with the deep beat build. So I'm with you there.
Yeah, no, it would be really cool as well, just seeing deep beats like proc, left and right with 2 wisps going out. Going on to Geyser, power deals 50% more damage at its center, up to 80% more damage. I would say S tier on this.
Yes.
Okay.
It is definitely it definitely should be S tier, but I do want to make it clear it is worse than the other 2 power talents there.
Yeah, you want the other two before this. Like, ideally, this would be your level 4 if you got the other 2 before it, right?
Yes. Yeah. It doesn't have extra stagger that the other 2 can do. And on top of that, it's not guaranteed that it hits. Aftershock is also not guaranteed that it hits, but it's more likely.
Yeah. And it is nice that you do just get to buff your Aftershocks. Like, if you have this, you're buffing your Aftershocks. If you have this, you're buffing your defense. Like, again, all these just work together so well. I agree. I do think it is S tier, but I do think it probably would be like the bottom of S tier. I think it's one of those things where it's really good in the build that it's good in. I would if I'm not doing a power build and I'm taking a power talent, I'm taking power dive or aftershock before it.
Yeah, 100%. You don't want a geyser outside of a power build, but power dive and aftershock you would be fine with outside of a power build.
Mm-hmm. Okay, going on.
Like the more we talk about it, the more it sounds like it should be an A tier, but like the power build is that good that it's allowed to be an S still.
Yeah, no, I agree with that point. Going on to Water Communion, defense removes special's cooldown and increases the next special damage within 3 seconds by 40%, up to 70%. She gets a lot of like good damage increases with her upgrades. A lot of characters, after like doing this, I noticed a lot of them are 5% per upgrade. She gets a lot of 10%, which is nice. I love this talent. I don't think it's like better necessarily than her power build, but I think this is an incredibly strong level 2 talent to scale your run. Being able to use a special defense, use another special, being able to freely take like Nightmare Ichor in chapter 1 if you want it is like incredibly strong. So what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I'd say it's the same equivalency of like Beowulf's Fiery Seismo. This is the special build. Yeah, and so yeah, when you're doing the special build, obviously you want this talent and you're golden and the special build's now good. But it also has applications outside of the special build, specifically again with Razortail Waterlogging build. It's quite nice there. I will say though, I do have one problem with this talent, and I think it kind of messes up her flow a little bit. So I do enjoy it because it is DPS up, but I don't necessarily fully enjoy the feel of it.
What do you mean, like the FOMO of missing out on that 3 seconds if you don't use a special?
No, it's just like, I don't know, I have like this like unspoken system with how I use my abilities with Melusine, and when I take this, it just feels interrupted. I don't know.
Gotcha. Okay. I get that though. Because I have that feeling sometimes with Snow Queen when I take certain talents. I'm like, wait, now I'm doing this in a different order.
Yeah.
So I put this up at S tier though. I think this is like your best special talent to take, so I think it deserves to go up there.
Yeah, I would agree. It could definitely go S tier for sure.
Okay, Soothing Presence. When in combat, passively heal 4 hit points for all heroes in the area every 5 seconds. That goes up to 7. Let's get your thoughts first.
It's a healing talent. It's pretty good. If you need healing, take it. I don't know, B tier.
I would say it's... I would say it's like one of the better healing talents in the game, just because it's cons. I mean, I guess you can't really do it out of combat, but most healing talents you can't really do out of combat. But it is just like constant heals, and it's constant heals for everyone that are around you, so you can more effectively play a support with this by trying to stand near your teammates that are low health and like sea dance towards them and stuff. It's common in co-op for people to take like a mermaid tears or 2. So I don't know, it's really hard for me to ever rank a healing talent above A. Or above B. I think I only did that with Leeching Charm because how infinite Leeching Charm can be, and I know this is the same way, but Leeching Charm can proc way more often and heals for more.
Yeah, Leeching Charm can pop off. This can't. And often, you know, when you're playing like a higher difficulty, like you're playing 5 negative modifiers or something like that, Leeching Charm can be good because it's like bam, 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 heals. This is like, okay, you just got hit for 90% of your health. It's now time for you to heal that over the next 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. Like you're probably getting in a negative modifier run with disease, you're probably getting like a 1 to 2% heal in combat every 5 seconds. So it can be rough. Next we have Razortail. Defense makes Melusine strike with her tail, dealing 400% attack damage up to 700%. This is the 700% attack damage that we're talking about right here. Some of the talents...
If only you could see the smile on my face right now.
Bro.
Talking about the talent.
Dude, not all 700% are made equally. Like, who is it? Is it Wukong? No, it's not Wukong. Wukong has 1 inch punch. It's Carmilla. Yeah, Carmilla. There's a couple other where it's like, bro, this is not a dash talent. Like you're getting baited that this is a dash talent. It's not Fiery Slash. It's not Double Strike. It's this. This is the equivalent of the dash talent.
Yes, let us not forget Melusine, I think, has the high now because Juliet's attack got nerfed. I'm pretty sure she has the highest base damage attack in the game now. I think. I think that's right.
The only thing I would potentially say, and I think you're right as well, is 1 inch punch off of like base.
Well, like base damage of of her basic attack.
Oh, basic. Okay, gotcha. Probably.
So in all attacks are based off of the damage of your basic attack.
Yeah.
So because hers is the highest base damage, this percent is a big percent, you know. Yeah, no, I really like the talent. I like it a lot. It's my favorite talent.
Okay, I'm gonna help him think his thoughts through. One of the reasons it's so good is because this talent waterlogging, and I kind of have to read this right now. We're not gonna rank this right now, but I kind of have to read it. Wisp gains 2 growth charges for each wave of special that hits it, up to a maximum of 12 charge. Each charge increases the damage of attack by 20%, with each attack consuming 1 charge. That 20% goes up to 35. Okay, now that I said that, you want to explain what's going on there?
Yeah, so basically, Razor Tail by itself is really strong. You just use your defense, and you hit things with it, and it does a lot of damage, and actually a decent amount of stagger, and that is pretty cool. However, once you introduce Waterlogging, you throw your special onto your attack. Your attack gets that bonus until you re-enter Sync Stance. So you would think how the talent works is when you exit Sync Stance, you lose those stacks, and your attack sucks now. It doesn't work like that. You lose them when you re-enter Sync Stance. So what you can do is get all those charges on your Wisp. Your Wisp does a lot of damage thanks to the Waterlogging, and then you can just spam Razor Tail and do 10 quadrillion damage.
Yeah, exactly. So you get a maximum of 12 charges. So the idea is you get 12 defense charges. You just spam 12 defense charges back to back.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the build. Okay, so that's an S tier talent.
Yes.
Yeah, we will we'll go on to Wisp Surge. After casting a special, attack gains 40% attack speed up to 3 seconds. That goes up to 70% attack speed. I don't know about this talent. Like, it's good for deep beat. Do you ever take this if you're not playing deep beat?
I'll be real. B tier.
B tier. Okay.
It sounds like such an incredible talent. Again, you said, wait a minute, but Aaron, you said that Melusine's attack is the highest base damage in the game. Shouldn't that mean that more attack speed is more gooder? Not really. No. I don't know. It just doesn't feel good.
No, and like the other things that you like, hey, you can proc final burst quicker. It's like, yeah, but then you're wasting so much time of Wisp Surge getting more attacks off and stuff. I don't know. It's like, someone might pop off in the comments of like, bro, I take Enduring Wisp and then I don't worry about it and I just proc specials and Enduring Wisp goes off. And don't worry, we're almost there, and I have words for you.
I will acknowledge that combo, but yeah, we'll get to Enduring Wisp when we get there.
Okay, so you're thinking B tier on this?
Yeah.
I will admit though, like, yeah, we have deep beat at C tier, and putting this above it, I do agree though, like you really want this with deep beat. Like this is probably your level 3 if you're taking deep beat.
Yeah.
But it's not like it makes deep beat insane.
No, it doesn't. Like, the reason it's above deep beat is because you don't need to have deep beat with it to use it. Like, if anything, bare minimum, if anything, you can use it to proc final burst faster.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom line is Melusine doesn't really need attack speed. Her attack speed is perfect. So
Yeah.
it feels like the enemies it feels like the entire game was designed around Melusine being able to get 3 attacks off before she leaves Sync Stance.
Dude, it does, and that's why deep beat is ass, and just don't make it a starter. Like,
dude, as soon as that 4th one comes in, it feels like shit.
Dude, I swear, if deep beat wasn't a starting talent and we could C dance, I would put deep beat at A tier. I'd probably be overvaluing it, but I would put it there. Going on to final burst, I got one complaint with this talent. Attack.
All right.
After 3 successful attacks, Wisp explodes when it disappears, dealing 40 area damage up to 70. That's a great talent. That does a lot of stagger. It's a pretty big AoE. It just pops things. It's really easy to proc, right?
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't scale with Ace of Spades, right?
No, it does not.
That makes me mad. And I know it doesn't say anywhere, it doesn't say attack anywhere in here, but bro, it's the Wisp exploding. Why is it not attack?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Counterpoint, this is easily a top 5 talent, maybe top 3 talent in the whole game, so maybe we don't do that.
No, I know. I agree. Like, it's already insane, but it's like, I don't know, man. To be fair, they said Juliet's defense is not meant to like scale with attack because it's not an attack button. I'm like, evidence it should. and they did it. I kind of want to try to hit them with this one.
No, but no, because then it would scale with waterlogging. Oh God.
Right?
Let's
Right?
not do that.
No,
Unless they would have to nerf the damage, the base damage into the ground, and then we're just not having fun anymore. So
that's true. That's true. But they did it with Juliet, and they didn't really nerf her damage into the ground, right?
They reduced the damage by 4. To be fair, 4 damage. It's greater than 0.
It's bigger than the ground.
Yep. But yeah, no. If you want to get good at Melusine, here's the steps to play Melusine correctly. Right. Level 1, you take Sea Dance. Level 2, you take Final Burst, and then just don't take a talent after that. Just play with those 2 talents until they feel like muscle memory, and you've mastered Melusine.
Honestly, you can have like 4 minutes left on the clock, 5 minutes left on the clock in chapter 1 with those 2 talents and getting the right magical objects. Like you easily can.
Genuinely, yeah. I did a video, and my build was it. Do not look at the build. It is fucking terrible. Okay, sorry for cursing. You got to edit it out. It was not a good build, and I absolutely demolished the entire map because I got Final Burst, and just you don't need anything after that. You literally just need Final Burst, and you sweep the whole map.
Yeah, no, you definitely do. Now there might be a hot take here. So waterlogging, Wisp gains 2 growth charges for each wave. We already read this. Okay, waterlogging.
Yeah.
Do you take waterlogging ever if you don't have Razortail, or if you don't intend to have Razortail?
It's an A tier talent. It's not S tier. I'm sorry to
Okay.
say. It is incredibly good with Razortail, and it can be decent by itself, especially if you have Backwash. Then it becomes actually quite good by itself.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's nice with deep beat as well. Like it is good damage on deep beat.
Yeah, but it's not insane. It's not a first take for anything really.
Yeah, it's not what makes that, like the reason Razortail is up there is because it is what makes that attack build insane. The damage from that waterlogging supports it, but waterlogging on its own is not insane. It is good though.
Yep,
it's really good. I used to undervalue this because I read it wrong.
What'd you read it as?
I read it as like the Wisp gains 2 growth charges for each. I was thinking like each wave hit that a wave hits on an enemy. So I was using my wit or my wave on enemies while I was wisping other things, and I'm like, it's all right. And that's why in that last tier list, it was kind of dog water, and you corrected me.
Yeah. It's okay. We learn.
We do. Shimmering Scales. Instinct Stance. Melusine gains 4 temporary armor every second up to a maximum of 40, and then that goes to 10 and 100. So you could get 100 armor out of this if you're in here for 10 seconds and not moving. It does work with Sea Dance, so you can teleport around and keep that armor up. This talent used to be good in one build where you took Bloody Mary's Mirror and it reversed.
My beloved.
I know. It reversed your armor and made it damage. It was a very quick way to stack a bunch of damage. Like you could take this as a level 2 if you knew you're like sneaking the key or something, the key boss, and getting Bloody Mary's Mirror. I don't think this is ever a take now.
Yeah, no, they absolutely killed the talent. It was already almost untakeable, but it had this one little incredibly niche thing going for it that made it really funny sometimes. And then they reworked Bloody Mary's Mirror, and now this is completely untakeable. Never take this. It's actually the worst, like one of the worst talents in the game.
Yeah, and I'm gonna counterpoint one comment that might be happening. I don't know if it is, but there is a build. You can take green armor. You can take what's the thing that makes damage from armor?
Dragonhide?
Yeah, Dragonhide.
Yeah.
You can go Dragonhide. You can go green armor, and you can have Black Lotus, and then like Ace of Spades, and you can just stand there and constantly heal and have a good amount of damage and just be healing it back. The game that used to be okay, it was still gimmicky, but the game incentivizes you so much more now to play quick that I do think if I were to do a tier list on magical objects, Dragonhide and green armor have fallen just purely because of that fact that the game wants you to play quicker. I think you are actively playing against what the game now intends you to do more than it did before. So if you're like, hey, that build pops off, I think it's still incredibly slow.
Yep. Yeah.
So as a D tier. Speaking of D tier, during Wisp, when Melusine leaves Sync Stance, Wisp remains active and automatically attacks surrounding enemies 4 times, up to 7. That's like... I would never want this at Legendary, even if I took this before disappearing. You wanna say your thoughts on this?
Honestly, I think the talent's pretty good. All they would have to do is like make it to where when you take it, they pay you 200 dream shards to take it, and then it's pretty good, I think. So those are my thoughts on the talent.
Dude, this talent is the I am trying to sneak dream shards. Oh no, I'm in combat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the defense explosion on Carmilla, except 10 times worse.
Yeah, the attack as well. You said like the base attack of Melusine is one of the higher damages. It's so like I don't feel the value at all when I take this, because also normally when you're doing an attack build, you might not have a whole bunch of things supporting your other abilities as much. So like using your other abilities don't feel super effective, right? Like you don't feel like you're doing a whole lot of damage with your power or your special, you know, maybe if you have Water Communion or something like that. I just feel like it's off making you more inconvenienced than it is doing stuff for you.
Yeah, I'll say if you are not very good at Melusine, this talent can feel fine and it can be fine. But when you are playing Melusine correctly, this talent should never be effective. Because let's say you're going a deep beat build, guess what you should be doing? You should be in Sync Stance, so this doesn't do anything. If you're doing a Razor Tail build, guess what? You're out of Sync Stance, so it should be doing something, right? No, actually, it's taking your Waterlogging stacks away from you for your Razor Tail. So it's also an active detriment there. You also can't sneak anything with this talent, so that's an active detriment there. And it's also teaching you how to play Melusine incorrectly, because you should almost always be doing your attack on cooldown if you're playing it right. So it should be F tier, actually. Get this talent out of my face.
It's one of like the points you made as well. But one of the things I was thinking on it is it's taking away from another talent that you're also that's just better for you. And so even if you can justify it a little bit, I think it's taking a slot that can just do so much more for you. And I know I don't normally rank talents like that. I mainly rank starting talents like that. But no, this falls into that pool of, hey, you got this and Shimmering Scales as your talent. It's like you're pissed that this showed up and not any other thing. Yep. Yeah, no, I hate this talent. If they found a way to make it work with Deep Beat, I also agreed with what you said. You said if you're new to the game, you might think this talent is doing a lot for you. And when I first saw this talent, I remember thinking, before this talent came out, I was like, I wish there was a way your Wisp can just be doing things on its own, when I wasn't that good with Melusine. And then this talent came out, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And after like 2 games, I'm like, I hate the effect of this, because I feel like I'm better at the game now. And yeah, it just ruins your builds.
Yep.
Okay,
so yeah,
going into ultimates, and again, these two I rank these purely based off you're taking one of these two, so something might be an S tier even if it's kind of trash, just because.
Right.
Yeah. So Vortex Bomb, and I'm gonna read both the ones that go with the ultimate. So ultimate, sure. Water Sphere attracts nearby enemies and deals 40 damage per second to enemies hit, up to 70. That's gonna be a lot higher because you're at level 10. And then the vice versa, or the other option is Healing Blast. Ultimate Explosion restores 60 health to all heroes around and grants them 5 regeneration. That goes up to 105 health. I don't know if that actually scales. Does that number stay the same, or does that go up as you hit level 10?
Should go up.
Okay, yeah.
I think so. Hear me out. Both these are S tier.
You know, I was actually going to say I think this is the rare circumstance where both of them are amazing.
Yeah, both are actually incredible.
Yeah, one of arguably the best support talents in the game of just, like, I guess, what is it? Scarlet's Smoke Cloud, that's probably a little bit better because it's like, hey, free revive. Yeah. But this is just heal your team instantly. It makes the ultimate ring pretty good take on Melusine as well, especially if you are playing like a challenge run and you do go to the Baba Yaga fight or like the Claws fight, because the healing that it gives you, even if you have disease on, is still really, really good healing. You're going to be healing like probably half your health or something in most cases.
Yep.
And the damage from Vortex Bomb, like when you delay your explosion and you just let it pull enemies in, a lot of times I find that it's just killing enemies before
it just kills them before you can even, like, yeah.
Yeah, and does it do you do stagger? Like if you're fighting the Claws, will it be staggering as...
I don't think it really does much stagger at all.
Okay, gotcha. But no, I do agree. These are both S tiers. Also, like the art on them is S tier. These are both great arts.
Oh yeah.
Going on to Crescendo. So while Ultimate is channeled, Melusine gradually summons wisps up to 3 additional ones. That goes up to 6. And then the other one is Overtone Singing. When entering Sync Stance, Melusine casts a additional Ultimate Autonomous Wisp that deals 40% damage. That goes up to 70%. What do you think on these?
I don't know. I think they're also both. Overtone Singing is also D tier. It belongs right next to Enduring Wisp. It's not as bad as Enduring Wisp, but it out of spite, it should be there. And then the other one, like A tier. Honestly, it's not that amazing. Because I'm never really full casting it to begin with. So.
Yeah, actually, I do agree with that. I do think that ultimate is great for doing damage as well. And I think why Overtone Singing, again, if you're trying to make a case for it, it's getting put in D tier because you're not taking Crescendo, and Crescendo is just much better for your ultimate. If Overtone Singing said Melusine casts an additional attack Autonomous Wisp, I would rate this a lot higher, but it's not. It's ultimate damage, which is not scaling with your Ace of Spades and all your other attack abilities. But what I really, really like about what you did is, I don't think you're seeing this, we have 9 talents in S tier and then 4 in A, B, C, and D, and I really, really like how that's very even.
Oh wow.
So I agree with that. Yeah, so there is the list. If you have differing opinions, go ahead and leave them in the comments and prove us wrong on why our D tier is not D tier. Why I'm sure Enduring Wisp is going to be the one. Like, go ahead and tell me why you love that talent.
I will accept any other talent. You can fight for any talent except Enduring Wisp.
But yeah, thank you, Straight Arrow, for hopping on with this. This was fun.
Yeah, no problem. I love talking about Melusine. So.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay, this is a Straight Arrow build. He told me this is what he wanted. It's missing some stuff, but that's what he wanted. You got Sea Dance, Final Burst level 2 to get you going. You get Razor Tail for your damage. You get Waterlogging level 4, and you play with these. And then you pick up Water Communion for your instant special cooldown. You get 3. I have 5 here. You get 3 defense cooldowns. You can go more. You get a defense charge or 2. You get a special charge, and then it's up to you. This is the Straight Arrow build. All right, now going on from here, this is the power build. Let's say you want to start with you don't want to start with Sea Dance. Power Dive level 2, Aftershock level 3, Geyser level 4. This is probably your best start for power damage. Then Water Bomb or whatever. Water Bubble, this can actually be moved depending on where you are. Like, you can put Water Bubble down here, and you could do something like this. Go Freezing Splash just to make your power hit a bigger area, get you that shield. Then Bewitching Song, again, because you should be going for 3 Flaming Pearls where you get that 15% more damage for each negative status effect. You are, you're currently at 2, so you're at 35% more damage, right? Or 30% more damage. Then take Water Bubble, and then here you can go Defense Cooldown because you're going to be proccing your power through Power Dive. So defense cooldown is really, really nice to have, and that's why I also have Water Bubble up here, because you can have Water Bubble active quite a bit. Final Burst is just nice for stagger, and like while you're not doing power things, you could be doing Final Burst stuff. Raven Effigy for power charges. Baylor's Eye, power damage. Obviously, you want that 40% crit chance, and I think you'd easily take Ring of Dispel in this, right? Because you are... Melusine's defense has like movement to it and invulnerability, so you can dash through an enemy, make them vulnerable, then power dive on them. Now they have 1, 2, 3 negative status effects on them. You're going to be doing that extra 25% from vulnerable, then an extra 45% damage from Flaming Pearl. I think this is one of her best builds in the game, and like the easiest one to play. Very good build here. Okay, so next up is this Deep Beat build. You're going to start off with Deep Beat. I really like Deep Beat as a talent. Again, it's not great, but I enjoy playing Deep Beat builds. You want to go Submerging attacks just to help get your damage up, and when you do actually get the Deep Beat off, it is going to do a bit more damage because you're going to have 4 stacks to this when you hit that. I would say Final Burst is still really good just because it's a great talent, and if you are getting Deep Beat off, you had 4 attacks. Now you're not as efficient with Final Burst if you're going 1, 2, 3, 4 than Final Burst. Normally you want to go 1, 2, 3, but it still just is going to be extra damage, which is beneficial for you. And then here I'd pick up Razor Tail, because ideally in this build you probably got a couple of Ace of Spades, maybe 1 or 2 in chapter 1, and giving you another ability that does damage is just really nice. So attaching attaching an attack to your defense is nice. And I think you should be going Raven Skull already in this build for 2 reasons. Well, for 3. 1, because of Razortail. 2, because your defense is just nice and it's your escape, and you'll be taking Water Bubble with it, so you'll have Water Bubble up more often, which helps you get Deep Beat off. And 3, because of the super effect, the 40 armor. It's just nice because in the Deep Beat build, you kind of submit yourself to the idea that you're going to be taking a little bit of damage to actually get it off. So that 40% is nice. Then from here, I would take Waterlogging. Press your attack to get your attack out, but don't send it out. Instantly press your special to get that damage up on it, and then start using your attack to get these attacks off with the extra stacks, which is just pretty nice. I would say Water Communion as well, to constantly have your special up, to constantly apply Waterlogging after you use your defense, because again, after that you're going to take Water Bubble, so you're going to use your defense, have a Water Bubble up, have a special that you get to use that does more damage, that knocks enemies back. You're going to put your attack out there, use the special, buff it with Water Bubble, then start attacking with Deep Beat, get your Deep Beat off, and then pop it with Final Burst, and you're just going to be doing a good amount of damage. And then Wisp Surge, you can honestly take Wisp Surge any earlier. Like if you see it here at level 4, go ahead and take it. You can take it earlier if you want, just to help get you more attack speed, which might let you get 2 Deep Beats before you have to leave Sing Stance, which I just think is pretty nice. And then Overtone Singing, it's just a fun talent to take. It's not great, but I like it in this build just because it seems like what I should be taking. Next, Water Plenty is just good for stats overall. In this, you will want to be taking, you're going to be doing a lot of attacks, so like crit chance, crit damage is nice. Find a way to scale your regular damage, maybe something like Excalibur. Green Armor is worth it, or Green Armor or Mermaid Tears. Like 1 and 2 is pretty worth it in this, because again, you will just be naturally taking damage more often in this build to try to get Deep Beat to proc. Again, you want the Ace of Spades. This is one where you do want the attack speed up. You want that 15% attack speed to proc Deep Beat more often. I would say Black Lotus is good in this because you'll have so many things doing attacks. Or like you'll have your attacks, you'll have Deep Beat, you'll have Razortail, so you'll get a lot of healing from this. And then Holy Grail is just a good heal to take on top of this. I would say if you are going to do this like setup, maybe go Mermaid Tears instead of Green Armor there. But yeah, really fun build, really good on Melusine if you want to try something different that's not like your standard power or special spam. All right, well, that is going to be the video. I appreciate you guys watching. I will catch you with the next one. Peace out.